This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so basically what we want to do today is that we want to learn or we want to know about a tool called Nexus. Very similar to that, we have another tool which is called JFrog Artifactory. So today I'll cover Nexus and tomorrow I'll cover JFrog Artifactory. Now, I have told you this, but I'll repeat once more. So let me come to my notepad. Now, let me say that you are a developer. Okay? So you have written some code. So whatever code you write in a high-level language, which can be Java, .NET, Python, any such language, PHP, and it is human readable, right? But when you want to run that code or when you want to execute that code on a prod environment, you have to compile that code. So whenever you compile that code, the syntax is checked whether whatever you have written is as per the syntax or not, and the code is converted to bytecode or binary form. Bytecode, or this is a binary format. It is not a human readable format. It is a binary format, and it is also known as bytecode. And in DevOps terminology, we say it is artifact. Now, you will say that I have the code in my GitHub, I have the dependencies on my pom.xml. So whenever I will need, I will execute the code and I will get the artifact. Why do you want to store the artifact? True, it is very much true that the code is available in GitHub. I have already told you the code is available in GitHub, and all the dependencies which is needed to execute the code is present in my Maven, and inside Maven there's a file called pom.xml which will take care of all the dependencies. But many a times when you are working in a prod environment, you will see that you don't have that much time. You want the code immediately. And when you say that I want the code, I'm talking about artifact. I'm not talking about the Git code which you have in the Git and the dependencies which you have in pom.xml. So considering this, taking this into account, we now see that artifact is something which we need when we want to execute or when we want to work on a CI/CD pipeline. So let me say that today I have written a code which is version 1. Okay, so let me say, so I have in my Git, I have written a code which is version 1. So obviously related to that, I will have artifact. Tomorrow, maybe I will be changing the code so I get version 2 or 3 like this, version 5. So accordingly, we should have the artifacts here. So artifact 1, artifact 2, artifact 3. And due to some reason, this code is failing. So I should go back, means I should go back to this version, artifact 2. So the latest code, even though the latest code is version 5, but the working code is artifact. So these scenarios can be there. Okay. So to make these scenarios work or to make this kind of things happen, you have a tool in AWS world or DevOps world which is known as Sonatype Nexus. So if I go and try to read about this, so it says automatically manage open source risk across the entire SDLC. So it will help you in software development lifecycle. You can manage the entire software development lifecycle. There is something called Nexus repository where you can manage software libraries and you can build your artifacts. So basically you can store your artifacts. Apart from that, Nexus will provide you lot other things which Let me go down. Let's look. So Nexus will be a platform where you can do a lot of things. Like if you're an individual developer, you can store your open source libraries, you can build your code. If there are some vulnerabilities or code fixes to be done, you can do that. So if you're an individual developer, okay, you can also use it for security reasons. Security, like I want my code to be safe, nobody should come and steal the code which I have, all those things. On top of that, the most common thing which people are using this tool for is for DevSecOps, or development security operations. Here you can manage your release. How you can manage your release? Because every time you will have the latest code, or you will have multiple versions of the artifact, and depending on your requirement you can take that and you can use it. So it is fully aligned with development team, security team, and operations team. So all the three teams are working together. So all of them has access to this Nexus repository, or Nexus Sonatype Nexus. You can put it inside a CI/CD pipeline, and you can see that it is giving you a lot of good benefits. Now, the good thing is you can integrate, or you can store the artifact for any type of code. The code can be written in Java, Golang, Docker, Node.js, Ruby, Yum, Python, PHP. So almost all the major languages, the code can be compiled and can be stored there in the Nexus repository. On top of that, this tool, this Nexus tool, can be integrated with Eclipse, intelligent JFrog Artifactory, you have Jenkins, you have GitHub, you have Amazon Web Services, you have GitLab, GitHub. Like that, you can integrate with almost all the tools available. And here, if you say view all, you'll see a big list of programs or programming languages, a big list of tools with which it can be integrated. Now, then the number of customers who are using this, so they will tell that okay, this tool is good and all those things. Then this Sonatype Nexus, the benefits and all, it is talking about that Sonatype Nexus will help you to integrate the content with DevSecOps. Then the binary fingerprint, precisely you can store where, which version you want. If there is a bug, you can identify, and there is no false positives. Happy developer. So if any problem is there, you can quickly identify and you can go ahead and fix it. So the release becomes faster and you are a happy developer. Okay. So this is what it is, and if they're also telling you who all are the customers which are using Nexus. So Nexus and JFrog Artifactory are almost same. Both of them will do the same work. Nexus will say that I am the number one company relate when it comes to storing the artifact, and JFrog Artifactory will say I am the number one company. So no problem, we can learn both of them, and both of them are quite straightforward and easy. So if somebody says that, boss, I want to install JFrog Artifactory, or I want to install this Sonatype Nexus. So what we have to do is, again, we will go ahead to our system in AWS, and we will say that I want to install Nexus. To install Nexus, you will need a server, or you will need a machine. So we will first create a machine. So EC2, and we will launch a EC2 instance, and then on top of that we will install Nexus on that. So let me say running instance. Let me say I don't need this, so let me just take this out. So here I will launch an instance, and again I'm using the free tier Amazon. Yes. I'll be using the instance type as G2 micro, which is this, again free tier eligible. Yes. Here I will not touch anything. I'll leave everything as default. Storage 8 GB. I will leave it as default. And tag, I'm going to give this as a name as Nexus repository. So name is what I'm giving this machine as Nexus. You can say Nexus repository or Nexus repo. In security group, just make sure that you have opened port 8081. Okay, the default port for this Nexus is 8081. So you can come to this DevOps security group and you can scroll down and see if this port 8081 is open or not. So if you see here, port 8081 is open for me, so I'm going to use this. Then I'll say review and launch, and then I check everything is okay, and I will say that okay, I'm going to use this one, DevOps KP KeyPair, and let me go ahead and launch it. Okay, so any doubts, any questions till this point of time?
Vikas, I have a doubt.
Yeah.
So we need to take one more instance. Like already I have an instance running now.
See, no, there is no hard and fast rule that you should take multiple instances. You can do everything on one instance, but why I don't want to do in a single instance, reason being that the load on a single instance will increase a lot. First thing. Second thing, if you do everything on a single instance, everything is integrated by default. When you go to a production environment where you are working on a live project, you will see that all the servers are different. Nexus server is different, Jenkins server is different, Git server is different. So if you bring everything together, you will not get that look and feel. And then that integration thing will not be there. So you will never understand how to integrate different components together, how to do that. That's why I want that
Okay.
you should do it on a separate machine.
Okay. So I can create a new instance, but it will be a free of cost itself, right?
Yeah, you can create any number of instances. There is no issue with creating the number of instances. Create any number of instances.
Okay.
Only thing is that whenever you are not using it, you just stop it and come out. Don't just leave it running. And you think that in future I'm not going to use, just go ahead and terminate it.
Okay.
That's the only
Vikas.
requirement. So what I have done now is I will first launch this Nexus machine so it is running. Second, I have spinned up or I have brought my Git Jenkins machine up. So let's first start with the installation of Nexus. So this is the IP address. First, let me connect to this machine. So to connect to this machine, I'll go to PuTTY and it is EC2 minus user at the rate this thing. SSH plus button auth, and I have used my DevOps this thing. Okay, and let me just increase a font little bit. Let's go ahead and open it. Yes, I'm able to open now. And if you see here with EC2 user and DevOps key, it is able to open this Amazon Linux machine. It says that there are some 39 updates available. If you run this sudo yum update, you can do that. So I will run this sudo yum update, but before that I will become a root user. So sudo su hyphen, and then I want to change the host name. So I'll say host name Nexus, give any name of your choice, Nexus repo. Again say sudo su hyphen sudo su hyphen. So now if you see, you are logged in as a root and you are working on a Nexus repo. I don't want to see this name, so I have changed this name. And it's telling that on November 3rd, this is the US time, we are logged in to this machine. Now, what I want to do is I want to run this command sudo yum update. So what it will do is basically all the hardware, software, whatever update is available from Amazon's end, it will update that content for me. So you can either run like this sudo yum update and give -y here, because I don't want that. It should always ask me, do you want to proceed like that? Or you can come here and remove this sudo. Sudo means run as a root user, but you are already logged in as a root user, right? So that sudo thing does not make sense. If you are running as a EC2 user, then you can say that sudo and then what you want to do. Means I am logged in as a EC2 user, but I want the privilege of super user or the administrator to run this command. It will be like that. But here you are already logged in as a root, so you already have the privilege. So you can simply say yum update -y, and you will see that all the updates, so some 39 updates are available. It will pull everything, and then it will update all these contents to your server. So some 77 packages is what it is updating. So it will take some time, and slowly it will update all the things. Okay, so we will wait for that much amount of time, and this is how our Sonatype Nexus will look like. So basically what will happen, so in the development phase, if you see here, this is my development phase. Here the users will be writing the code, so they will write the code in Java and they will make this JDK and JRE. So they are using, let me say, Eclipse. Okay, and then once they have done this thing, written the code, they're going to put their code into Bitbucket or Git or anything like that, and this Git will push the code to Jenkins, and then Jenkins will be integrated to my Nexus. And obviously Jenkins is already integrated to Maven, SonarQube, so now it will be integrated to Nexus. From Nexus you can pull the Artifactory. SonarQube will do the code analysis for you. So if somebody asks what is Nexus, you can very well come to internet, and here you can type Nexus and you can see enter. One second, let's go to Nexus only. Nexus repository. So Nexus repository, okay, you can own the repository, and it's a public repository, and Nexus allows you to host your private build artifacts. So basically you can store your artifacts here. If you want, there are various contents available in the market where they will teach you what is Nexus, how to install Nexus, and how to work with Nexus. So we'll see one of those ways of working with Nexus. I don't think this all is needed. You don't need all these things. Okay, so let's come back here and let's wait. So this thing is complete. Now let me clear the screen, and as a habit I do generally install Java, but here Java is not that needed, but it is good to install Java. So let's go ahead and install Java. Yum install Java -1.8 star. Then I also want to install Docker, so I will give space and I will write Docker. If you want to install anything else, you can give that content and you can say -y. Okay, so basically if you see here, I am installing this software plus this software. So I'm installing Docker and Java. So what is Docker, how it will work, I will take classes in detail. It will be a detailed topic, but here I just want to show you that with simple command like yum install Docker, I can install Docker. That is all what I want to show you here. Now once I'm installing Docker here, let the installation get over. Meanwhile, I will try to connect to my Jenkins machine, because at the end I want to integrate all these things to Jenkins. So I'll take this IP address and I will connect to my Jenkins machine. Once I'm connected to my Jenkins machine, I will go ahead and log in. So my admin, and this is Jenkins 123. And I have told you that Jenkins is like a box. It's like my mobile phone. Anything you want, any new content you want, and you have to come to this place called Manage Jenkins. In Manage Jenkins, you have to come to this place called Manage Plugins. So like in your phone, you go to App Store and you start downloading whatever you want. Similarly, here we come to our Manage Jenkins section and we start installing the software what we need. So let me say I am looking for a software called Nexus. So this is still spinning up. Now this is done. So I will type here Nexus. So if you see here, it is telling me that you have something called Nexus Artifact Uploader. This plugin to upload artifact to Nexus repository. So it is telling you that if you want to integrate, this is how you have to do it. So let me take this plugin. I need this plugin. So you can say download and you can restart like this. And then you can click on this. So Jenkins will start installing this plugin. Okay, so let me come back here and see if the softwares are installed or not. So clear all these things. I will check whether Java is there or not. Java minus version. Java is there. Let me check if my Docker is there or not. Docker. So I have to start Docker first. So let me just say like this: service Docker status. So first let me check the status. So obviously we have not started it, so it is inactive and dead. So now I would like to start it. START, start, enter. Now if I see the status, I should see it is active and running. Okay, so Docker is also installed for me and active and running. In future, I want that I should not go and start it again. Automatically, it should start. So you can use this command, which is systemctl enable Docker. Systemctl enable Docker. It means that whenever I will start my system, automatically Docker should come up. Clear all these things? So now if I go inside and say Docker images, I will not be able to see anything. Similarly, Docker ps-a, I will not be able to see anything. So these are the two commands. So if you say Docker images, it will tell you which all image is available, and Docker ps-a means which all container is running. So I will go in detail. I'll tell you all these things later. But as of now, just remember that Docker images, nothing is there. Docker ps-a, nothing is there. Docker was installed and Docker has been brought up and it is running right now. Then I need to pull the images. So in the background, this work is done. Okay, so let's keep it here like that only, and let me go to hub.docker.com. So this is the place from where I'm going to pull the image of Nexus. So let me come here saying Docker Hub. Here you can type something called Nexus. So wait, let's type Sonatype Nexus. So you can see Sonatype Nexus is here, Sonatype Nexus 3 is here. So Nexus 3 is the latest version, so I'll pull that only. Let me just Sonatype Nexus 3. So Sonatype Nexus 3 is the latest version of, or the Nexus 3 is the latest version of Nexus. So we will pull, and it is saying that Sonatype Nexus, and you can use this command. You can say docker pull Sonatype Nexus, and you can start using it. And it is also telling you what Sonatype is, how you can run it. So the command is given here: docker run -d -p 8081 minus name and this thing. Then if you want to stop, you can stop it like this. So let me just come here Then here it is saying that you can build your own repository and all those things are there. It is certified by Red Hat Image. So all these things are there. If you want, you can read all these things. I'm not interested in reading all these things. So the first thing which I'm interested in doing is I'm going to pull the content. So how do I pull the content? So I'll use this command. I'll click here, it will get copied, and the latest version of Nexus will be available for me. So I have copied this, I'll paste it here. Docker pull Sonatype. If I'm not giving anything, it means it is like this, latest. Okay, so let me just remove this. I'm not using anything. So it is saying tag is latest. Automatically it gave a tag here as a latest, and now it is downloading and extracting this Sonatype Nexus. And if you see here, it is just the pull is completed. Just I have to pull Docker pull. So it is pulling the content from internet. Now it is extracting, downloading, and it says I have downloaded the new image of this, and this is Sonatype Nexus latest. Now if you say Docker images, you will be able to see that Sonatype Nexus, which is 634 MB and it was updated 2 weeks ago, is uploaded. So this is my image ID. But still, if you say Docker ps -a, you will not be able to see anything because it is not running. You have just downloaded the content. Now, if you want to run this, you can very well come here and take this command. Docker run -d minus, so -d is detach mode, means don't block this user interface. -p means I want to run this at port number this name, you give any name of your choice. Okay, and Sonatype Nexus 3 is this image name. Okay, I will change this a little bit. Okay, I will add few things, like I will add this part here. Well, let me take this entire thing. Paste it. So Control C. Okay. So what I have done is this command, whatever I took, I've changed a little bit. So Docker run -d minus restart always is what I have added. So basically, when I put this command minus restart always, it simply means that in case I have stopped it or it is not running for some reason, you restart the machine. Again, this -d has come two times, not a problem. Port number 8081, name is Nexus. I have given the name as Nexus, and I am also storing it. So this is -v. -v is volume. Basically, you are storing the data, and this is the name. So now if you say Docker ps -a, you will see the content running, and it is saying that I am running it from last 47 seconds, and 14 seconds again back it was restarted. Okay, so like this, now I can run this. How I can run this? So what I can do, I can come to my instance. This is my Nexus. Take this, take the IP address, put it here, and the port number is 8081. Again, the most important thing here is that you should have that thing, the port number should be open. Now it is not able to run here, it is trying but it is not able to run. So basically the requirement is that it needs a higher RAM. So what you can do is you can stop this for a while, stop this for a while. So in the background also this is gone, let this go. Come here and increase the RAM size. So it is T2 micro and it's not running. So let me go ahead and again, if I change the RAM size, the cost will be there, but it has to run. So I have to increase the RAM size. So instance setting. Wait, it should stop and then I can do this. So let me refresh this. So now it has stopped. Come here, Nexus repo. Currently it is T2 micro. I will change it a bit. Instance setting, change instance type. I will make it a little bit big. So T2 small is a bigger version of, but not covered under Freetail. So the moment you are done, just go ahead and delete this or do whatever. So Nexus repo, instance state, start the instance. Okay, so now let's wait for some time. Let this come up and then we will try again. So now you will see the public address will change. Okay, a new public address will come. Let me close this. So it is coming up. It is still pending. So give me 2 minutes. I'll be back till this. It is running, but status check is to happen. So give me 2 minutes. I'll be coming back. Let's refresh this. And meanwhile, if you have any questions, please go ahead. This is my Nexus repo. Let's copy this, bring it here, 8081. So let's go in the background and try to restart it. So close this, try to connect to this. So to connect this, I will take this T EC2 minus user at the rate the IP address appearance. Let's change it a bit. 14. Okay. SSH auth. So sudo su hyphen service docker status. Yeah, it is active and running. And docker ps minus a. So it is up and running. It is actually restarting. So let's wait for some time, get it restarted. I can also check docker logs minus f nexus. Okay. Sonar type nexus 3. So basically I'm looking whether it is up and running or not. Okay, let's see. Image is Sonatype Nexus 3, command is this, created port is this. Okay, alternatively, we can do one thing, docker ps minus a. So it is still restarting. Let me do one thing, let me try to delete this. Now to delete this, the first thing I should say docker stop, and this is the container ID. This is the container ID, okay? I have stopped it, and then I can say docker rm means remove and get this ID. So now if you say docker ps minus a, nothing is there because I have first stopped it and then I have removed it. Now I can try one thing. I can take this and I can run this. So docker run minus d minus p 8081 minus minus name nexus 3. Docker ps minus a 7 seconds ago. Okay, let's try now. No, exited. So this has not come up. Still, it is waiting only. You can check logs. So you can say docker logs minus f nexus. So it says insufficient memory Java runtime environment. Okay, let's go ahead and delete this again. So you may face such challenges. So you say docker stop the container, and then you can say docker run, sorry, docker rm and remove the container. So now if you say docker ps minus a, you'll see no images are there because I've cleaned it. 1 second, let me come back to this place, hub.docker.com, and try to figure out why it is failing. Let's try with this command. Let's try again, docker. So if you see here, I'm saying docker run minus d minus minus restart is always, port number is this, name is nexus, and I'm trying to store at minus v, and this is the image type. Docker ps minus a. So from it is restarting 6 seconds ago. So it is not actually able to take the load basically. Okay. Let's come here and say docker ps minus a. Docker logs minus f x. So let's go into the log and see what is happening. So if everything is correct, you should get a message is up and running like that. but here it is saying you are out of memory. Cannot allocate memory. Okay. Okay. Let's do one thing. Clear. Free. Okay. I can try one thing. I can try to allocate more memory and see. So to increase the memory size, you can again come to your Nexus repo, and here you can try to increase the size of the memory. So storage. So this is the volume, which is 8 GB. I will try to increase the space of this. Okay. Let's see if it is able to work. So actions, modify volume. So from 8 GB, I will try to allocate 30 GB. Okay. And I'll say modify. Yes, I want to. So now if you see, I from 8 GB, I have modified it to 30 GB. Let's refresh. So it is currently yellow in color. So you have to wait for some time. It becomes green, and now it is 30 GB. Let's come back to EC2 dashboard. Running instance. So it is running. Nexus is running. Okay, let's try again. This time docker ps minus a. Just still restarting. It has not restarted. So okay, I'll try one more thing. What I will do is I'll delete this and I'll try to create a new one. This time I'll not install Java. Okay. I guess Java is taking a lot of space here. So instance state, terminate, and I'll create a new Nexus repo. Let me just quickly do that. So launch instance, Amazon Linux. I'll start with T2 Micro. If it is working, very good. If not, then I'll increase it later. Security group, here I'll give everything same. Here memory, I will give it as 12 GB. I will say it's a Nexus repo for me. I'll configure the security group. I already have it. So this is the security group. I will just check whether port 8081 is open or not. Yes, it is. Review, launch, and I'll use this DevOps key pair. Launch. I'll go to the instance. I have the IP address. Let's go to PuTTY. We'll say EC2 minus user at the rate this thing. Appearance, change it to 14. Okay. Then in SSH auth, give the DevOps KP. Let's connect. Right. So still it is not up and running. Wait for some time. Restart the session. Yes, now it is able to connect. Let me say I become a root user, sudo su hyphen, and root user, I will say yum update minus y. So let the update happen, and then we'll install other softwares. Meanwhile, any questions, please go ahead. Guys, any questions?
No, Vikas.
Then yum install docker minus y. Service docker start, then clear everything. If I say docker ps or docker images, I should not see anything. No. Okay, let me directly run this command. So this command should fetch the content first. So it is first downloading the content, and then it is going to extract, and then it is going to pull. Pull is also done. So docker run minus d minus minus restart always minus p, and then the name, and then this thing. Okay. Now if we do docker ps minus a, I can see the content here, and if I go with docker logs minus f nexus, again the same issue. So this is the problem. Cannot allocate memory. So this memory is what is causing a problem. Okay, fine. So we will stop here today. So basically, I will try to figure it out what is the problem, and then we'll see it in the next class. So basically, what we have covered today, we covered, or we came to know about Nexus. Nexus, we know now is that Nexus is a repository where I'm going to store my code and all. So whenever the developer writes a code, his main motive is to write the code and put it in the uh, GitHub or Bitbucket, wherever the SCM is. But as a DevOps engineer, my work will be to convert that code to a artifact and store it in Nexus. Okay, to make that thing Nexus work, what we did is we installed one or we launched one machine, but that machine was not spinning up, so we have left there. But in Jenkins, when it comes to Jenkins, we came to Jenkins, and in Jenkins we installed a plugin called, so we came to manage plugins, and here in the manage plugins section, we installed one software called Nexus Artifact Uploader. So installed, if you come to the installed section, you will be able to see that plugin Nexus Artifact Uploader. And basically what will happen is when you create a job, so let me say this job is already there. Okay, for this job I want to upload the artifacts. So what I can do is I can come to the configure section, and in your post build action, here you will get a option of Maven invoker deploy, not okay, post step. Let come here, post step. Yeah. So in add post build step, you get the option of Nexus Artifact Uploader. So we will enable this. Okay. Based on whatever URL we got and all those things, we'll enable this, and you will see that using this, the content of your program or the artifact will get uploaded to to your Nexus. So tomorrow we'll resume here only. Meanwhile, I'll try to figure it out why it is failing and why it is not able to run. Okay, so on that note, I'll close today. If you have any doubts, any questions, you can go ahead and I can try to close this. So I'll terminate this because it is not working for me. You can try from your end if it is working very good. Else tomorrow we will see what is the issue and we'll try to fix it. Any questions, please go ahead.